When I was young, I looked at legends, athletes, thinkers, warriors, and thought they were on another level. I looked at people like Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, David Goggins, Joe Rogan, icons who seemed to defy limits, and I wanted to be like them. But as I grew up, that awe started to fade. Not because their greatness diminished, but because I realized something powerful. They were human, just like me. Let's talk about Michael Jordan. People think of him as the greatest basketball player of all time. They picture the championships, the game-winning shots, the glory. But what they don't see is the hours of practice, the pain of failure, and the relentless obsession with improvement. Do you know Jordan was cut from his high school varsity team? Most people would have quit right there, but not him. He used that moment to fuel his fire. He didn't see failure as the end. He saw it as a lesson. Now let's look at Serena Williams. She's one of the most dominant athletes of all time, but she didn't wake up one day and become a champion. She spent her childhood on broken down tennis courts in Compton, with people telling her she'd never make it. She was doubted, criticized, and underestimated, but she didn't let the noise distract her. She focused on her craft, day in and day out. And then there's David Goggins. If you don't know his story, you need to. He wasn't born a Navy SEAL or an ultra-marathon runner. He was an overweight, insecure kid who worked as a pest exterminator, hating his life. But one day he decided he was done making excuses. He started running, started failing, started suffering, and through that suffering he became one of the toughest men alive. Joe Rogan. People see the podcast, the fame, the success, but they don't see the grind. Rogan started as a struggling comedian, hustling for gigs and fighting to make ends meet. He didn't sit around waiting for opportunities. He created them. He followed his passions, even when the odds were against him. What ties all these people together? It's not talent, it's discipline. It's the ability to show up every day, no matter how hard it gets. Here's what I realized about these legends. They didn't have some magical advantage that you and I don't have. They have the same 24 hours in a day. They felt the same doubts, the same pain. The difference is they didn't stop. If you're sitting here thinking, I'll never be like them, stop that mindset. Jordan wasn't born with 6 championships. Serena wasn't handed 23 Grand Slams. Goggins didn't run a 100-mile race the day he decided to change. They earned it. So how do you become a legend in your own right? Start by being brutally honest with yourself. What are you avoiding? What are you afraid of? The legends didn't hide from their weaknesses. They attacked them. Discipline is the foundation. It's not glamorous. It's waking up early to train when nobody's watching. It's saying no to distractions when everyone else is partying. It's putting in the work when you don't feel like it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. The only moment you have is now. If you want to build a legacy, you've got to start where you are with what you have. Look, every legend you admire started as someone nobody believed in. Jordan, Serena, Goggins, Rogan. They weren't destined for greatness. They showed you can too. So stop idolizing and start doing. One day when someone looks at your life, they'll say, that's the person who inspired me. That's the person who showed me what's possible. The only question is, are you willing to put in the work to make it happen? Get up, get after it, and don't stop until you become the inspiration.